G'day everyone, how's it going? It's the Elite Punting Episode 2 podcast. A few mates having a chat about what we love, horse racing. Welcome to Daine. How's it going, mate?
Good, mate. How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty good after the weekend. I've backed a few winners. It's been a while since I've had a good weekend. So we've also got another star in the making who's joined us. This brute little fella down here, the Masked Punter. How you going, mate?
Guys, going good for a Thursday night. How you guys going?
Fantastic.
Well, good, thanks to you.
283% return.
Yeah, mate.
Pockets full of cash. We can't be any better.
Got money to bet with on Saturday. That's the main thing, and might even have a bit to bet with on Friday before it as well. So, Cox Plate this week. Who are we tipping, Daine?
Oh, right side.
Mr. Brightside, Masked Punter.
Well, I'll go on with two here. I'm with Daine on that one. I think Brightside. I think he gets a good run. Blood leads. So he'll be right there. And just a little roughie. Keep an eye on Alan Clare. I think it's about 21s and 5. Little each way on that in case he causes an upset.
Oh, that's in the
Oh no,
Mooney
that's
Valley.
Friday night. Never mind. No, I'm Brightside. I'm Brightside.
Yeah, beautiful,
Getting
Mr. Brightside.
Getting all excited.
Oh, mate, it's an exciting time of year. We love it. We absolutely love it. We love losing all our money on the hardest race to win on every year.
Oh, mate, I think it's fantastic now that the Manicato is on Saturday because I was always broke on Cox Plate Day.
Yeah, they moved
went
it
down
last
on the
year.
Friday. Yeah, the Friday night. No good. Don't bet Friday night, Mooney Valley.
No,
But for once, we're not arguing about this race, Dane. Me and you are on the same side for once. Where's the fun in that?
Dangerous.
Well, I'm thinking of getting off him because you've never been with him. You hate the horse.
I do. I hate him with a passion. And he's got picket fences to prove my hate. And I've never been on him.
Yeah, I've had him for a long, long time. But you know he's a good horse. It's just, I don't know, he's done something to you, the poor bugger.
I will bow down to him, yeah. He is a good horse. He's probably the best getting around the country at the moment, I think.
In Melbourne, anyway.
Well, in Melbourne.
Why do you love the horse, Daine? Why do you love Mr. Brightside?
Oh, I watched him back when he first started, and I just like him. I don't know. He won, and I went, I think this horse has got a bit of talent. And yeah, I sort of followed him through, and then he got up into the top grade, and he was just off the back of him. He was there, and I said to the Masked Punter, I said, I think this horse will come on. He goes, nah, I think that's the sort of, it's at its peak, and then it started winning, and yeah, so I've got a bit of a soft spot just because I followed him.
That's where the hate come.
Yeah, because it proved me right.
Because it lost me a multi and won you money. That's where the hate come from then.
Yeah, because you needed to back him like I did.
I did.
Would have got your
Sadly, it's my fault, but yeah, I'll just hate the horse instead.
Yeah, I've got one of them.
Love tap.
Yes, love tap. You're 100%. He wins at big odds, and I'm not on him. If I got on him, he'd lose by bloody 10 lengths.
Well, there's the field for it. Romantic Warrior, Zaki number 2, Mr. Brightside from Barrier 2. Obviously going to get a great run. Beaten a fair way by Fangirl in the last race. That was in Sydney, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Sydney,
he's not as good in Sydney.
I don't reckon he is. I don't think he's a clockwise horse. He's anti-clockwise. Vixie's the main.
Well, he's won 2 Group 1s in Sydney, and they were his first. I think it was his first Group 1 was in Sydney.
He just looks a better horse in Melbourne.
Yeah, he does.
I think this season he's looked like last year he was probably 1 length or 2, maybe 1 length off the best. This year, I think he's definitely one of the big players, and probably in the argument for a horse of the year at the moment. But
have to be.
I really like Fangirl. I've just got this feeling that on what it did to beat a horse like Mr. Brightside, even in Sydney by that margin.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but what worries me is the straight. It needs time to wind up. Flemington, that might be a different story, but I just feel that at the Valley, it's going to have to come wide, which we've seen horses do. Like we can, you've seen it in the sprint with Imperatrice, loop them and put them away. But I don't know. This is a hot field. You're going to have a hot tempo. Like Alligator Blood's going to be hard to run down, even if you're sitting on his back. So I just think he gets too far back from the wide draw.
Yeah, good point. I think. You go.
1 for 1 in Melbourne, Fangirl. Only had 1 start there, 1 victory. Came at Flemington, big straight. In agreement with Daine, even said to him today, I think you got to be a special horse to come 5 and 6 wide on the Valley, and I think that's where it's going to have to come from. Which against that field, big ask, but not out of it.
You definitely can't
going against my own sort of intuition, but I'm looking at the speed maps in the race. Last year we had the Blood and Brightside come from wide barriers, so they had to work harder to get to the lead. This year they've drawn in pretty much in close. Zaki's out wide, so you're going to expect Zaki's going to apply some pressure from out there as well. Outside of that, maybe King Colorado.
I reckon Zaki's going to sit outside the lead.
Who do you think Zaki will sit outside of the Blood and Mr. Brightside, either on the fence behind
or 1-1,
or sits behind Zaki 1-1?
Yeah, he should, from there, should get a good run.
I think Militarize is going to be the one that probably sits either behind Mr. Brightside in the run. I think they'll work. I think it's going to be a lot closer at Mooney Valley, Militarize with that weight. And I think
dangerous prospect, Militarize.
49.5, yeah, big danger at 49.5. Gets the right run.
3-year-olds have been the go lately too, haven't they, with Cox Plates?
What's the price of him?
$850.
Well, I think that's a good bet. I'd like to have a saver on Militarize. I know the 49 kilos. Again, it's going to have to loop him, but with that weight, you see that hit the line the other day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Had no chance in that race. The first 4 in the running finished first in the Caulfield Guineas. First 4 in the running finished first, second, third, and fourth in the race.
Informed jock, Zach Lloyd.
Very good jockey. Yeah, I've got that. I've done as part of our tips, which you'll see later, I've done a box quinella with Militarize, Fangirl, and also this English horse, Victoria Road. Do you know much about Victoria Road?
No, lived on Victoria Road once.
Not really.
Kind
of, not really.
I know, mate.
Haven't researched many of the overseas horses. I've researched a couple, but there's not going to be many of them that can handle our weather this spring. I don't think.
I think it's a better chance than the favourite, which is shortening all the time. It's into 380 and 340. Romantic Warrior. I think
it's going to be better than last start.
That was horrible last start, in my opinion.
Well, they're all raving that it was a good run in fourth, but Gold Trip accelerated like bang. That was the race Solcombe was in.
Yeah.
I don't think it's handling the Australian weather. This horse, yeah, over there it might, but different weather here.
I can't take 380 about something like that. That's for sure.
Well, if it's 380, Gold Trip should be in the red. I know it's Gold Trip's going to have to come from behind, and he's a Flemington horse. And what we saw was probably the best Melbourne Cup type run in that Turnbull win, but he just absolutely blew Romantic Warrior away.
He did, but
He
the
might have
concern
looked
with
like a
him is geez, compared to last year when he won the Melbourne Cup, have a look how many starts he's having in a row. Like, I worry they're going for too much money with him. Yeah, I don't know.
he's busy.
He is
But
busy,
do
a
they,
bit
but do
busier
they
than last time.
do they scratch him?
Maybe.
Does he become a late scratching, or do they pull him out of the cup?
I think he's just going too well. I think he's just going too well for him to not run him. I didn't think they'd run in the Caulfield Cup, to be honest, and you can make a case that he wins that race without all that interference. That he's in the finish at least. And who
He
knows?
was there, and he just didn't let him get away on him.
But
You know,
Zara back on.
He's our star stayer by far at the moment. Gold Trip.
Sort of come from nowhere, like really. Apart, he went and won that cup, which I don't think was really expected, and then he comes back like that. But up until then, I never looked at him as a star. But tell you what, that run in the not the last one he had, the one before the race he blew him away in.
The Turnbull.
Oh yeah,
The
that's
Turnbull,
Turnbull.
that was just next level, like that turn of foot. Like he just went poof, and he just thought, there you go. There's your Melbourne Cup favourite, I thought.
Interesting stat. 23 starts, 3 wins, 5 seconds, 5 thirds. So really hasn't won many, but
it only won one race when it got to the Melbourne Cup and won that. That was the second win. But they've always put it in the big races. It's always run in big races. And as it gets more seasoned, it seems to be getting better. It's just a shame how much weight it's got to carry in the Cup, which we'll get to shortly, I guess. But so, look, you guys are on Mr. Brightside, Big Danger, Militarise. Anyone else that you think could run a race at odds?
Dualis. You guys probably won't agree with me, but you look back at his run when Alligator Blood won and Vow and Declare was rip roaring from the clouds. Dualis was coming from behind Vow and Declare and was still making ground with him. So, I don't mind him in a rough chance.
She's a quality mare. What do you reckon, Dane?
I think the 3 horses I really like. Alligator Blood, I think it's going to be hard to beat. Really hard to beat, actually. Brightside and, Militarise. I can't. I think if I had a rough chance, I'd say Zaki. I think Zaki's going better than what you think.
I think Zaki's there at the 200 metres in a line with 4 of them.
Yeah, I think.
And I think but I just think it's one that'll be dropping off in the last 100. That's just what
be good. I'd like to put if you could, is to bank it in for 4.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
But it could. It wouldn't surprise me if it bobbed up. I still think Zaki's going well. I honestly, I've seen some of it, some of his runs. They're not disgraceful. They're good runs.
2 years ago, it was in the red for the Cox Plate when I think it got scratched. I think it ran last year, but it was the best thing going. It went to Queensland and was winning by 7 and 8 lengths, and winning by 6 lengths in Sydney.
Got
Like,
a bit
it's
of
a
age
good
about it though.
It's getting older.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's second to Giga Kick too. You can't. Oh, yeah, it's been running to some good stuff, Zaki. It's definitely not out of it.
No, I think he's going better than what it looks. That's just my opinion. Means nothing. But yeah,
All right,
I
so
just think he's a chance at odds.
we'll look at our punts at the end of the show, but that's pretty much a good summary there. So you guys both agree with Mr. Brightside. Zaki is a danger on its best. Alligator Blood's going to run a big race, and it's going to be there with the best front-running jockey in the world, and probably the best front-running trainer in Australia in Gay Waterhouse. And then you've got Militarise as the big danger as the 3-year-old with no weight. Sounds good to me.
And the
Yeah.
Mantuas.
And
Jules.
sorry, mate.
Don't forget her. You'll be ruining it if she comes into the placings and you don't have her in your first four. Believe me.
Mate, yeah, there's no way. I'm gonna.
I'd say no. I'd say no, but with your form, I can't disagree.
Exactly.
You got the form on the board, mate.
Exactly. All right, so let's move on. We've got the Mooney Valley Cup coming up as well, which is a big lead up to the Melbourne Cup.
Is that Friday night?
Friday
It's
night.
Friday night, yeah.
Let's have a look at that. I've just got to get.
Okay, so what you're saying is we're going to be broke for Saturday again.
Well,
Race 7.
Maybe.
I won't be broke, that's for sure.
Confident on that multi. I'm doing a Friday into a Saturday. I'm making a Friday Saturday of it.
All right, so nice big field with a couple of really good horses that we like. Who's your tips, guys? Start with you, Daine.
Vow and Declare.
Number 3, Vow and Declare, currently 5-1 in the 100 Raider. The second last start to the Blood was pretty big.
Massive. But I followed Vow and Declare last year leading into the Cup. And he was always thereabouts. And then it come back and done that. Yeah, not at its best distance. And yeah, it was pulling ground off the Blood late. But it was entitled to because obviously the Blood led. But yeah, I just thought it was a huge run. Very big.
I think it's gonna, if it runs well, I think it's gonna run in the Melbourne Cup. This will be its last run before the Cup. It's qualified with 53 kilos, so it's had consistent form. Even first up, it wasn't too far off him and was just working well. But yeah, to take ground off Alligator Blood over 2,000 metres, when Vow and Declare's a handicapper versus a genuine weight for age horse, you can't argue with that sort of form. What's your thoughts, the Masked Punter?
Well, yeah, this is the race I got confused on earlier, wasn't it? And when I thought me Ruffy Alan Kerr was going to be there. But on Luna Flare, she's drifting in the market and she keeps getting out. So that's not going to faze me. I think she loves Mooney Valley. She's a Mooney Valley specialist and this distance is right up her alley. So I'm with her, and then I'm an each way on Alan Kerr, a decent price, only because he's an import that he's come over, I believe, from France, if I remember researching it correctly.
Yep.
He's done the distance, and I think it might be his little time to shine as a roughie. So that's my thoughts.
It was a good last start.
Yeah, that was a huge run last start by Luna
it was
Flare.
massive. It was massive.
Yeah, well, fifth in the Turnbull behind a horse in Gold Trip that was accelerating with that exceedingly fast pick up and go. She still battled on, if you remember correctly, I think it was first up. She won a race, come back to form, and everyone was thinking she was going to be good for the Melbourne Cup again. Then she went out for a spell. Yeah, right. You look at her form and her 3 coming back, it's a little bit ordinary. 8th of 13. It's a pinstripes, but then you've got last Alligator Blood. Don't know what happened there. Forgive that, I guess. But the last run, as you guys said, was huge.
Well, she's never really done much first up. She's had 2 placings from 7 starts, 2 placings from 7 second up. Third up, she goes good, and beyond that, she's into her distance range. But she was she beat White Marlin, who I think Daine and I, and maybe yourself, thought was going to be a big chance at the Melbourne Cup this year.
Gone. I think we all said when we watched it, there's the Melbourne Cup horse.
Definitely gone. It reminded me of Might and Power, that horse.
Yeah.
Great version.
She ran second to Francesco Gardi, who I was a bit disappointed with. I thought it was going to be a Melbourne Cup horse myself. And then she was about 15-1 for the Cup and got scratched after the Mooney Valley Cup last year, which I thought I was backing her in the Melbourne Cup last year. So I think she's going to run top 2 in this race.
Interesting to note that her distance is 4 starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds, and track and distance, she's 2 for a win and a second.
Exactly.
This is her home turf.
And out of Fiorente, the Melbourne Cup winner for Gai Waterhouse. That was the horse that ran second when Green Moon won with the, what was it, the $1 or $2 million first 4, which
I wish I had a share of. Yeah.
I was one horse out. I should have won the year when Bauer, I thought, beat Viewed in the. I should have had the first 4 that year, which was paying pretty big. But anyway, we like to talk about memories and scars.
Got a few of them.
Lick our wounds.
Alan Kerr, so German horse. Since coming from France, it's ran its first 2 races. It ran last to Mr. Brightside over a mile, then last to Dubai Honour. So it's running 2 Group 1s, 168 day spell, 11th of 15 Alligator Blood, 5th of 10 Alligator Blood. They've only put this horse in big races since it's come.
And you notice the distance.
And all below its distance.
Yeah. I think getting it fit and peak for what it's built to do, which is staying, and this horse is running the Arc de Triomphe twice. Now, that's pretty good form to lead into a Mooney Valley Cup on a Friday night over 2,500.
They could be running that, like you said, to get a price. That's not a bad little each way bet, that, because you're starting to get into its distance now.
Knight's Order's going to cross and lead. Regal Power might sit up pretty close. Cleveland might go forward. Not sure about interpretation. I'm not really looking at the speed map here. So, here's a speed map. Let's have a look at that. Where have they got us? They got Knight's Order and Future History leading from Vow. They reckon Vow and Declare might position up a bit closer in this race, and Alan Kerr as well.
Yeah, but the only issue with Vow and Declare is he's got a flat spot. Looks hard ridden, around that 800, sort of 600 mark. Goes flat. You think, he's gone, bang, and then it goes again. It's like
true stayer.
Oh, yeah, get that flat spot out of him, and be unreal.
I think Luna Flair, she's going to start rounding them up at the 800.
Going to have to.
But again, it's that old. You're going to have to. you're gonna have to be good enough to come wide, and only good horses can do it. She is a good horse, so yeah, 54 kilos, she can get around wide.
I think the pressure's going to go on early in this race, and I think it's going to come on probably around the 8 or 900. You're going to have I think there'll be a lot of jostling for positions, as there usually is at Mooney Valley, and I think there'll also be a lot of pressure on. So hopefully that
last
brings
200. The whole race will change complexion. That's 200
Yeah.
you watch.
I think they're going to go at the 1300, to be honest with you. Around the 12 or 13, I think you're going to see something make a move and go.
Yeah. It's a good.
But I don't know what.
Field. It's a good field for a Mooney Valley Gold Cup. I really like it.
I think it's fairly even. It's not there's no standout.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
Definitely
Like,
not.
there's been a lot of races where you've got an absolute champion in it, but the rest of the field's not that good. I just feel the ratings of these are very similar. And you've got a lot of these English or horses that they've brought across that have been here for a while, horses like Cleveland, Fancy Man, that have all got those miles in their legs and starting to do stuff. But I think she's way too good, Lena Flair. But I think that's a good pick for the masked punter, number 2, Alan Kerr.
Yeah, I like that. I've never noticed. I didn't really read into it, but yeah, now that you've said that, that's got me intrigued, to be honest.
The Sky rating's 95, so that rating's so high based on the quality of opposition that it's continually run against. Mike Moroney, he does that with a lot of horses that start at big odds. That banker's choice is always 50 to 100 to 1, but he thinks it's a genuine Group 1 horse. And then it runs third in a Group 1, you know?
Ask the Masked Punter the only time he didn't back it.
Yeah, he runs a place and destroys us. Bye trifecta in first form.
Mike Moroney talks about it like he's Gay Waterhouse talking about any of her horses before the race. He loves it. So
she fooled me on the weekend.
Oh.
She got me. I got slammed by her.
Oh, yeah, well, I seen
Tropical Squall.
That's a good horse, though.
It is. It'll win whatever it was going for. She was targeting the Oaks of the Derby or something with it. Moody spelling the Autumn Sun filly that I said could be the danger to upset it. I think she wins that race they're targeting.
Yeah, probably.
It's a good horse, but
I actually backed the horse.
I reckon they went too early and just let it go too early.
All right. Let's have a quick look at the end of the Caulfield Cup race, and we might have a quick look at the Geelong Cup, and then we'll give our tips and head off. So,
we're not going to talk about the Manicato?
Oh, I think we should. But I think it's a done deal, mate. I think
even though we know it's all a done deal to Imperatriz, but damn.
We'll talk about that, put our tips up. We all agree on that. Do we?
Does
all
another
agree
track record happen? How much for a track record? $1.10?
Oh, I'd give it longer. But yeah, I think that there is a good horse in it. There is one good horse in it. It's got, I think, 1-9 from 12 that I think will be running for second.
Here we go.
Not going to get much for the first 4.
Who's that?
I think it's I Am Me or something.
Oh, he's going something different.
No, I haven't. I think it'll run second.
I thought you were, yeah, but Daine's picked one for second, and so have I, and we're all different. There's our first 4. Where's our first 4, lads?
There you go.
Let's have a look at it.
Well, that I Am Me. I've got my bets up for the weekend, and the first one, it's got 2 wins, and it actually beat I Am Me. So
now we'll look at the Manicato quickly. Let's have a look at it. I Am Me, that's it.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
it's a pretty good horse.
What were you saying to me this afternoon, Dane?
Who do you like, Dane?
Uncommon James. Like
Yeah,
I
it
don't
is.
know, it's a bit disappointing at times, but Asfura put it to sleep. But I don't know. It can bounce back. Can
Beaten
definitely.
2 lengths by Imperatriz over an unsuitable 1,000 metres for her, which everyone thought. She absolutely smashed them. Didn't Giga kick right. He went in that race and Williams absolutely butchered it.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
But look at this thing, 15 from 21. Likes a picket fence.
So you're on I Am Me. Dane's on Uncommon James, and you guys are probably going to laugh at me, but this has been a little favourite of mine along with Star Patrol. I think Jigsaw can run the race of his life tomorrow for second to boost up those Quinellas and Exactas.
Is Star
Um,
Patrol a horse that runs at Adelaide?
Star Patrol ran down the straight at Melbourne.
Oh,
He won 2 down the straight there at his latest.
Good
Jigsaw
horse.
ran to him.
He beat a pretty hot field.
Beaten 4
and
lengths.
and Jigsaw before that race, before he met Star Patrol, before he went for a spell, his last win was against the Inferno. He's no slouch, and he put it to bed by 2 lengths. He's definitely up to this.
Good horses and he's on speed, so he's going to come across and probably what's the speed map say?
I reckon he leads. He's a type of horse that likes
I
to.
reckon he leads too.
I Am Me and him. So Uncommon James is going to. There's going to be good speed. It's going to suit Imperatriz to a T.
To the letter.
And the Inferno might be running on as well. This Bawana is not just
The
big
thing
rap
is,
on
it's
it.
not. There's not a big field, you know. Like you don't have like 12, 13 horses to pull around, you know. So you can come from the back.
Have we got is any bookie been game to do what they used to do with Winks and do without Imperatriz market?
I think they do that on sports bet. They often have without a horse. So
That'd be good. Good to see.
if you take it out, pretty much the 2, the 3, and the 7 go around at probably $3, $4, $5 each.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm reckon.
if Jigsaw can get across I Am Me without too much trouble, it might be able to lead him into the straight and hold on for a place.
Short straight, and really probably, I don't know, I haven't really looked into the others, but 3 starts ago, ran to Imperatriz, so knows what he's up against, really. Second up, he's good second up too, as he is first up. After that, I never usually get on him. He's only good first and second up.
This is the up and comer in the race, I Am Me. It beat Dragonstone by a couple of lengths. Ran 6 to Sunshine in Paris, or I thought would have went well in the what do they bloody call it? The big race. I've forgotten its name already. The 1200 metre.
The Everest.
The Everest. I backed it when it won that race at about 6 or 7 to 1 or something. So it was beaten 2 lengths by it, and then it's come out and beat Airman in its last run in a big field, sitting second in the run. I'm Invincible. Yeah, look, Jigsaw could undo it, to be honest. If they get into a speed battle.
Yeah.
Inferno's got good second up form. Good odds. I don't think it gets near the leader, but sort of fill the minors.
Well, it could.
And
Mick's
it
right.
it doesn't mind it's got pretty good stats, the Inferno.
If a speed battle ensues between Jigsaw and I and me, Mick could be right. It could drop out, leaving it up for Imperatriz, and Inferno could be rattling home.
Uncommon James would probably be the one getting off their backs.
He'd
To
be getting
start.
a good cushy run.
Yeah, it might be the one that.
Does he, though? Oh, if they're
Yeah.
dropping out and like the two of them drop out at the same time while the others are going wide, don't know.
Well, it's uncanny how often a horse sitting in the best position in the race, getting a beautiful run in a small field, can't get out. It's uncanny.
Oh,
Exactly.
Yeah. The
Done
only
my
way
money lots of times.
The only way Imperatriz gets beat is getting held up and they fan wide, and it can't get through. That's the only way.
I'll go one better. The only way it doesn't win is if the jockey falls off or stays in the gate. That's it.
Well, you know.
Or if there's someone runs
noted
pace for it and leaves it out of the blue. Sorry.
Let's not go there.
Don't worry, I've done that myself. Don't worry, I've done that.
So I don't know. I think $1.45's overs, mate.
It is.
I think
Boosted.
$1.45's overs on Imperatriz.
Hit the boost button. Make it for 100. Gamble responsibly, of course.
Responsibly put all your money on it.
Well, this bloke here, look at the house he's got.
Oh, mate.
Do you play that piano too, mate?
See me little creepy Josh Reynolds? He's going to play the piano for me later.
Yeah, serenade you. Lovely.
Bet you that's not the other thing he'll serenade.
Let's look at the Caulfield Cup and we'll talk about this race.
Oh, money bet. Love it.
No, thank you.
Well, this is when the Masked Punter put himself on the map. So we've got, can you see me arrow pointing at the horses?
Yeah, just.
So that's where we had a fight there, which was sitting perfectly on the fence. Gold Trip behind him. The move by the rider initially to get him in the clear was brilliant.
Where's Solcombe?
Oh, leading chief's got to remember he's on a computer screen. We're on a phone, Daine.
Francesco Gardi back here was getting roused along.
Grab that horse, mate. I was on it the other week. It's no good.
It's gone. Valley King had a perfect run, and Breakup was also a really good run coming into the event. Coming around them. Valley King got absolutely shunted back. Right, you are, did well. Let's watch it as we go through.
Where's
Huge
Solcombe?
run. Huge run, right you are.
Solcombe's way back here, mate.
For a horse that's only been running in Wednesday grades and only just started to come through and make a name for itself. Huge run for right you are.
Yeah, they love that horse too. Kieran Maher and that. I think it's
only young, isn't it? Is it 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got some Melbourne Cups to come yet.
Yeah, let's watch them.
In the field, Montefilia, Duke to Cesarikita, Sushi and Fame, Spirit Ridge at the 600 metres, led the field from United Nations. Who Your Mail's got a split, right you are, made a line of 4. There are Lickton, a half Valiant King, breakups coming on, so too West Wind Blows, without a fight's the widest, Gold Trippers tracking into it, needs a run though, right you are, Who Your Mail into the straight, from Valiant King, West Wind Blows, breakup, they were followed by Bois d'Argent, without a fight and Gold Tripper running on, West Wind Blows at the 200, without a fight runs on, lays in on top of Gold Trip, West Wind Blows 100 to go, without a fight coming at it, without a fight, West Wind Blows, the hits in unison, without a fight,
Listen to my supporters screaming.
Yeah, that was Lorraine.
That was Lorraine. I'm sure Lorraine's one of our 6 people watching this broadcast. So well done to getting on Without a Fight, which had some really good. Well, why did you back Without a Fight, with the Masked Punter?
Well, I'd like to do a bit of reading, and I read a lot of articles from the horse racing and just see what's what. This horse is trained by the trainers that I've got a horse with, which sadly had to be euthanized only the other day, which that's another story for another time. But they set this horse for that race, and they've set it from the day dot that its target race was going to be the Caulfield Cup. I went back to its form and I looked and I thought, yeah, I'm on him, man. I agree with him.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one of the runs of the race.
Hey?
Yeah, I'll tell you one of the runs. Just watch Bardejo. But was that the one that ran 4th? What's it called? That one. That you just watch that. Yeah, watch that in the straight. Gets held up. If that gets clear, watch out. I reckon it goes close to winning that race. Watch it. Here, can't get out. Cannot get a run at all. Look at that. Climbing over the back. Getting balked everywhere. Then gets the split.
And it does very well to get 4th.
That's a very, very big run too.
Yeah, that's a Melbourne Cup type run. Ran through the line.
I'll tell you, that's a good run. Like it was hemmed away. It just could not get clear, and then once it got clear, ran well. But you know, they pulled away the last 50. But yeah,
out wide was the spot to be. That's where the two that fought it out come from because of all the inconvenience.
There's only, well, look, I actually like most of the things across pretty much the first 9 horses across the line. I think are all chances to win or run a place in a Melbourne Cup.
Definitely on that form.
This is Salcombe back here. What if you think Bardejon had a bad run? Have a look at Salcombe. Coming into the race, So he got balked badly.
Is that him right out wide?
Just here. Oh, I'm pointing at it with my finger. This one.
Yeah, that one.
And that's Duke DeSessa coming home after it.
Yeah. Still think too short. Still think it was too short for Salcombe.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think Salcombe's gonna. Like I was on him. He was my tip, and I followed him a bit. I actually don't think he runs a distance.
He runs 2,800 meters.
He's there.
No. I don't reckon he'll run the Melbourne Cup distance. I don't. He'll go and win, yeah.
Look, I think Gold Trip had him covered in the previous run in the Turnbull. I think he would have finished closer to Gold Trip if he was out wide in the Turnbull.
He was getting home okay.
Yeah, he ran all right, mate. He had a tough run.
Yeah, not a bad run. He held up a little.
You got to watch that race 20 times and watch every horse individually, don't you? Really.
Well, look at Gold Trip. And Zara just... He had Gold Trip in his sights here. Like he knew exactly where he was.
He jumped off Gold Trip to ride this one. That's the other thing that persuaded me. And then he moved when it moved so that he could keep it in a pocket. Smart winning move.
That was a good ride.
I think he might get it. It goes down a close finish. And the second horse, I think, is another superimposed type. It just finds one better every race if you go through its form. It runs in Group 1s in England.
So it's a Tom Melbourne.
It's a Tom Melbourne.
Is that who you know?
And look at Spencer. I think it's Jamie Spencer. Like he brings it in 4 or 5 horses. Takes out Valiant King, who had no weight. Bardejon that took him out. Took out
Westwood win, Daine.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Thing that ran second, yeah. Tom Melbourne. It's a ton Melbourne.
It's going to be there in every race, though.
It will be.
It's
I don't
gonna
know if it
be-
runs 24, if it runs 3,200, but that's the concern on it. There's MS last year's
Melbourne.
Melbourne Cup runner-up dropping out to last. But look at Breakup, the Japanese horse. That's him here. He's more suited to 3,200. Gets smashed by West Wind Blows. Gets out of it, now gets smashed by the
Gold Trip.
Gold Trip, and well, that was because of without a fight. And Valiant King on the inside had the same issue. And Sulcombe's only sort of just picked them up.
And like I said, the advantage of being outside. I know West Wind Blows wasn't, but he was in clear air in front of him, which means he didn't have to cop the bumps. The four behind, even 5, 6 behind, all cop bumps and interference of some kind. Different result, maybe. It is a bit messy and a bit tight, you know.
Like I said, that Barges on, it's same thing. It was climbing over him. Yeah, that's all I say is, don't ask me for a tip on the cup because
It's going to make it hard to tip the cup. Well, we've got to.
The only tip I can say is, I reckon it will be a track record.
You reckon it's going to be a track record?
Yep. I reckon
be a good genuine speed.
You reckon it's going to be one of the fastest cups in history, you reckon?
I reckon it's going to be fast. I reckon
hot Flemington Day.
I'll tell you what, if it is, then that thing I picked on the Geelong Cup on Wednesday, I want to be all over it at 30s.
What's that?
Magical Lagoon.
Yes. That was against its pattern. It doesn't lead. And it led. And it was still there, only beaten not about a length.
At the 300.
Look, gone. 3,200's right up its alley. And if it adopts the tactics that it should be doing, and that's go back and there's a hot pace, get in the queue.
Get in the queue. Well, there you go. The Caulfield, the Geelong Cup, which is a lead-up race, won by a maid. I just don't think the Melbourne Cup winner is running the Geelong Cup this year.
Oh, it could be, though. There's one that you and I discussed, Mick, about More Felons. Gonna have a watch on him.
Well, More Felons has been running with Bourbon and finishing about 7-8 lengths behind it, and it was running with Valiant King, and so it's had all the form, which is why. And I thought, it's gone to Waller. And it looked to me like like he tries to pick one which is going to suit Australia. You know what I mean? So yeah, I had it. I backed it, and I think that it. I just don't know if it's going to be more a Melbourne Cup horse next year.
I like its run in the Geelong Cup.
The Geelong Cup was superb. That was a good run.
With the Masked Assassin. And I said, what's that thing coming down the outside?
Way very well. No speed from a mate.
No, he's bringing up the Geelong Cup now, isn't he?
We've got the Geelong Cup. There's Magical Lagoon leading.
And
First of all, hit its head on the stalls before the race too.
Concussed.
He was concussed.
That'll be their excuse.
I like that horse. He's gone though. That's him. I think that's his prep over. He wasn't the same horse.
Race.
I'd like to know the sectionals. I haven't gotten the sectionals on this yet. I'll have to get on my little site and have a look. But I'd like to know the sectionals that was running this, because I think that was running a decent clip in front.
In the red hat, isn't it?
Yeah, with the green sleeves. Yeah, that's More Felons, the widest red cap, green sleeves. I
thought it was going to get second for.
But look at that! I'm gone on the inside after leading where he shouldn't be, and then he starts to fight back again.
Yeah, that more felons looked like it was going to go straight
Yeah.
past a lot of them, but it just
Yeah.
couldn't.
It actually ran
They kicked-
fifth.
Yeah, but it was a better run than that. It looked like it was going to win. I thought it was going to win. Does it not have a good enough sprint for the Melbourne Cup at the, usually horses with that turn of foot at the clock tower, that's when.
But with the fast
Yeah,
pace going on, some of the ones that we like these ones, can probably be coming home from the back.
Well,
If
First Immortal sitting, it must have been a pretty good speed because First Immortal sitting on the outside and he's dropped out. And Sir Lucan got a nice sort of run on the inside. Here's the winner of Made. High Emotion was horrible.
Gone. It's
Gone.
been horrible all prep, mate.
Yeah, I thought a Made was a big run.
I think High Emotion. I reckon the Cup wrecked that last year.
Yeah. Same
Never
with
been the
Emissary.
same. Never seen it being the same horse.
Those OTIs, they get a good horse. That they do that with these stays in those colours. They'll come out and win a big race after not winning for ages. That's Simon O'Donnell's horses. That's a 10-year-old.
A Made.
I actually had Lafargue. I backed it.
In the next race.
In the next race, yeah, I won on it. Number 5 here. Big win. Yeah. Absolutely flogged them. Didn't put me tips up though, did I?
Nah, so why are you bothering with this?
Anyway, I'll turn that off.
It was always going to win.
And they was never going to count anyway, Mick, because like my Saturday's not counting. So
that's right. Doesn't count. Well, there we go.
If you want to talk about that, there was a special running on last Sunday, and it got up at 6-1. Views went out at 6-1. Ran at Flemington. It's always going to win that race.
Yeah, the lucky last, Views, or second last, I think it was.
And it was it was a good run. That's a horse to watch too.
So I've got to put up our tips. So I need to go back onto Facebook. And get those up.
I'll open my Facebook up in the Facebook.
I won't open my Facebook up because I'll cut everyone off.
All right, can you see this on the screen? So we've got our $250 challenge. So what we're going to do is keep a running tally of all our bets over the spring carnival, probably 3 or 4 weeks. We've got $250 each to spend and spend it however we like. If there's a scratching before the race, we've got until 10 minutes before the race to replace our bet, or we can just get the return on the money. It's up to us. It'll be all posted on the Facebook page. But I've gone with my 250. I've gone $50 on Luna Flare, Mooney Valley Gold Cup Race 7 at $4.20. I've done a 2-leg multi, goes across Friday and Saturday. We've got race 4 on Friday, number 6 Frilled, and race 8, number 6 Imperatriz at $2.46 combined. Box Quinella, a hunt box Quinella for $100.
He's going all out.
Sorry. For numbers 8, 10, and 11. Sorry about that. Fangirl, Victoria Road, militarised for 3,333%. $50
one of your stabs to win, mate.
Guess who's shout if that comes up?
Well, it's basically you times it by 33.
Yeah, but what's it pay? Yeah.
I think that's going to pay about $40-50 if that gets up, or maybe more,
I reckon more.
and times that by 33, so it'll pay well. $50 a win on number 8 Fangirl, $8.50, and they're my bets. Daine, what have you got? Can you see him on the screen there?
I can't see him, mate. My eyes aren't that good, but
So Daine's kept it pretty simple. He's gone Saturday races only. Melbourne race 6, number 8 Skybird, $50 a win at $3. Get on. Melbourne race 9, number 3 Mr. Brightside at 50 each way, 7 and 220. And the perennial Tom Kitten, who's probably
I don't
turned
like the
into
horse.
the Tom Melbourne, except
I do not like the horse, but the way it's hitting the line, that extra 200, it only needs another 50, mate. It wins its last run. It's just a horse.
100 to win at 230.
I just think it wins. I don't know. I just can't see anything beating it over 2,000. But we'll see.
I've got them covered. I've got them covered with a roughie if your Tom Kitten lets them down anyway, but I don't think it does. I'm with you, but I couldn't take the 230.
Why are we agreeing this week? That's bad.
Well, I'm actually going to have the Masked Punter. He's going to present his himself. What's going on there?
He never me and him actually do disagree a fair bit on things. We do have a very different view, but
yeah, we were looking forward to an argument tonight.
Yeah, we're looking forward to getting into it,
but none. You have to probably wait till next weekend for one now.
He's followed me on my horses. Stop agreeing with me.
Well, here's the Masked Punter's bets for Mooney. $250 bets. Here we go. Oh.
Masked Punter's bets for you. We got 283% on our 250 last week. Let's keep that roll going.
Really? That much?
Roll and gamble responsibly. For our Friday frenzy, I've got 2 bets there. Race 6, horse 5, the favourite at the moment, Ain't No Deal Done. We're putting $50 on that at $3.80. And in race 7, I've actually got 2 bets. The favourite, Lunar Flare, horse number 14, we'll stick $30 on her at $4.20. And also horse number 2, I'm going to go $10 each way on Alan Kerr, currently paying $21.05. We then move to Saturday, Cox Plate Day, race 9, the Cox Plate. I'm going to stick with Mr. Brightside. He's paying $7 at the moment. He's got a good barrier, and I'm putting $50 on him. And in race 10, horse 2, Mahaba, $4 at the moment, $50 on that. And then we've got a multi, which will go across the 2 days over the Mooney Valley Carnival there. On Friday, race 2, horse 1, Regards Marita, place at $1.95. Race 5, horse 3, She Dances, to win at $2. On Cox Plate Day on Saturday, we continue this with race 4, horse number 3, Inhibitions, to place at $1.70, and race 7, horse 5, Snowman, to place at $1.70. That gives us an $11.27 price for the 4 bets, and I'm putting $30 on that. And the final bet with the $250 challenge is my Sydney Sizzler, race 7 on Saturday, horse number 5. Glad you think so. 10 each way at 21 and 460. So good luck all, and may the punting gods be with us again.
The coalition's got a lot of work to do when it wins the next election, which it must do, because the Albanese government,
look out.
It's a disaster.
Oh my God.
We just broke podcasting rules.
Oh.
Well, anyhow.
What do you listen to in your spare time, mate?
I think it puts on the stuff that you don't like, that makes you upset. That's how algorithms work, because you're more likely to click on shit you don't like, apparently.
We're going with the deep throaty voice in me, the little vid there for the Masked Punter.
I like it. I think it's good.
The little
Oh,
character.
You got a fair few bets. I went very simple this week.
Well, I like that multi.
Hmm.
And there's a couple there. I even went and put a multi on with all of them included in it, all bar the Sydney Sizzler. Because no, I think I did do one with all of them, but I also split it into one with 7, where I put Brightside and Ain't No Deal done in with the other, and Mahaba, all the place.
Wow.
I've covered the show.
Well,
Good job.
next
All right,
time
guys,
we might not get you on next time, mate. You might be in Disneyland if it gets up.
He might be the dead punter if he
Yeah, you might find me in the hospital from shock.
He might go MIA on us.
Call an ambulance.
Yeah.
well, people know not to back our bets, but you've sort of set a precedent now, so
Yeah,
Fame
but you
went-
know the old saying, up on the mountain one moment, busting the crack the next. So, can it continue? Time will find out.
Yeah, well, I can't. I had a scratching in mine, so he's running too this week.
And you
I've
didn't
never
put him
been
in?
I've never been up
No.
the mountain, so don't know.
No. I started to climb the mountain once, but I'll tell you what, I was brought back to reality real quick.
Oh, don't we all? Yeah.
You love your Joshy Reynolds, don't you?
Love me, Joshy Reynolds. Just trying to work out me. Nah. Anyway, guys, thanks for good to see you, the Masked Punter. Thanks for coming, Daine.
No
Thanks for
worries,
having us
Ben.
on.
Yeah,
We'll see you next
see you
week.
next week. Hopefully, with big returns for everyone. See how we go.
And we
Thanks
should
for
hear
listening,
Lorraine
everyone.
screaming.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
she'll-
Brightside gets up, it won't just be Lorraine screaming, mate.
It'll be us too.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to go play me piano now. Back there.
Righto. Yeah.
See you
Play it to
later.
Joshy. See ya.
Have a good one, guys.